RFK still have a shot. He's the only one in his Jupiter return, and that's a really common theme with past presidents who have been elected and their birth charts. But that's not all that RFK has going on in his chart. Yes, he's in his Jupiter return. His Jupiter is in Gemini, and Jupiter is currently retrograding through Gemini over his Jupiter. But this is also the perfection year that he's currently in. Same as Kamala's Time Lord currently, RFK Jr.'s Time Lord is Mercury. He has his Mercury in Capricorn, where Pluto currently is. Transformation, coming to light, power, control dynamics on his sun as well. He was also born under a full moon. If you've seen my other videos on the 2024 election, you know I've already talked about that. I've already looked at his chart as well, saying that he did have a shot, and he could still have a shot. Like, say, for example, something happens to Trump and JD Vance is inaugurated and selects RFK Jr. as his vice president. I don't know. That is something that could actually happen, but just as an example. Also, we're going to have a full moon in Cancer a week before Inauguration Day. That's going to be right on RFK Jr.'s Uranus and South Node, while the sun is on his Chiron North Node in Venus. This could indicate just a massive shift in the direction that he's headed, in a sudden, unexpected, chaotic change within the position he has in our government and its structure. I also find it really interesting that both Trump, RFK Jr., and Vance are Leo risings. The US's current Time Lord is the sun, which rules Leo. Very interesting that these people are very likely to be in positions of power within our government. Something crazy doesn't happen, which is also kind of likely. Another interesting thing regarding Jupiter, JD Vance is in his 5th house perfection year. His 5th house is ruled by Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, making Jupiter his Time Lord for this year, which I'm surprised at how young he is. I thought you had to be 40 to be president. You can be 35. Like, why are all our presidents so old? I don't know what that's about. And similar to Trump, actually, as well, JD Vance has Uranus on his midheaven in his 10th house of public image, reputation, chaotic changes, sudden shifts in how the public sees him. On Inauguration Day, he's going to have his lunar return, and the current Mercury will be on his vertex, which is very interesting. He just went through his Pluto square, which will be over in the coming weeks, in his area of 6th house work, day-to-day routine, and communication, how someone's talked about in the media. So shifts there through conflicts and challenges as well. And he currently has a T-square between Uranus, his natal Mars, and his natal Venus, which Venus rules his 10th house. So that could be good for him, although it could create, again, some like friction, just challenges, similar to what's going on with Trump for Mars. But with JD Vance, it's more about his like home. We don't really see what's going on with his Mars energy because it's in the 4th house. Versus Trump, we see what's going on with his Mars energy and violence that could be directed at Trump because he has Mars in his 1st house, and that's where it's happening for him. This is all such a great example of how 3 people can have the same rising signs, but what's going on in their chart is actually very different because they have different placements. And this is why pop astrology horoscopes, aren't always accurate. And why I teach y'all to read your charts on your own with my resources, tools, courses, ebooks, because it truly is so valuable. But I still stand that this, Mercury retrograde is going to just be chaotic for everybody. And the fact that both RFK Jr. and Kamala have Mercury as their Time Lords this year, they might be the main ones affected by the Mercury retrograde that will be talked about more in the media. But obviously everyone will be, because probably the 4 most talked about people in the world right now. What are your thoughts? Let's chat about it in the comments.